You can disrupt their movement, right? So just put your hand out there, let's just keep it out there. So what I could do when I'm blocking somebody, I could disrupt his path of motion. So as he's throwing a punch, and this punch is coming right into me, I can disrupt that path of motion by simply striking like Nagase Uke, like ah, like you see this kind of thing, right? And I've disrupted this path, this attack line. You can also so I can also deflect that, which if I hit it like in Nagase Uke, like in Tenjin Ryu Jujutsu, those hard style blocks that you see in Tenjin Ryu, I'm disrupting his energy and moving that off his particular line. Then in Koka-ryu, what we see is Naka. So he comes in, and as it comes in, I'm going to let him travel through his path of motion. I'm just going to simply just parry it off, or what we would call deflect. He still is going to go through that path of motion in the way that he attempted or wanted to be. I may be angling it off or slightly glancing it off, but he's still going through motion. I did not disrupt that path of motion. Okay. Obviously, there's other types of blocks you can do. You can do grabbing blocks, and this kind of thing. There's all these different types of defensive maneuvers that you can do. But generally speaking, like when you look at the Tenjin Ryu, what you see is this comes in and we're moving it away, right? So like in Tenjin Ryu Kumi. So when we're in this particular position, the reason you see that, because when we're doing Jujutsu, you want to like knock someone's arm out of the way, bang, like this, and then come in with a throw or whatever it is. You're trying to knock their hands off, right? That isn't really the kind of blocks that you see in Koka-ryu, like in Kenpo. When he throws, we want to be able to deflect and then move and do what we're doing, so we can continue our motion because we want him to go through his path of motion. Okay. Now, with all that, we're going to look at Goshin Jutsu. So Goshin, right, means like self-defense. Most people put that as self-defense, self-protection, that sort of thing, right? So the two most fundamental techniques you have, like Ura Goshin Waza and Omote Goshin Waza, right, or this sort of thing, right? So when he comes in with a right punch, right foot lead, he's just going to come in with a stab. And this is kind of this right punch, right foot lead is kind of symbolic of some sort of a weapons attack, like a thrusting with a knife kind of thing. The side that he comes in on, go ahead, I'm going to slide back with this side, right? And this is kind of an important aspect to understand. And the reason for that is we're going to get into that in a minute. But I want to make sure that my body alignment is correct. What I don't want to do when he goes through the punch, I don't want to do this. You see how I'm moving off like this? Use the word that we said not to use, right? There it is. So what we don't want to do is do that. We want to make sure that we're angling our body in the correct way so we can now protect ourselves and be in the most advantageous position. So he comes in with that oizuki and I'm moving in this way, right? So now let's look at the kata. So the first one, he comes in, I slide back with the left. And as I move and I'm deflecting this off, as the motion comes through, I'm then going to throw that snap kick. And then as I step down, that's the back fist. So what you're trying to create, hold up there for me again, Smitty. So what we're trying to create is as I throw the kick, he's going to bend over. Now as he's bending over, I get his motion coming down with my back fist going this direction at the same time. And that creates a much more bigger strike, right? So you're adding more force to the particular strike because you're making his body move a certain way. So we're looking at Ura Goshin Waza. Let's come this way a little bit more. As he comes in, I'm going to slide back. And as I slide back, boom, boom. Right? So let's do one big motion so that you can see it. Go ahead. So just like this. Did you guys see the technique? All right. Have fun. Play.